Good evening and welcome back to Prime of Midlife. It is Tuesday evening and I have just done my good deed for today. I was just coming through from the sitting room to here and I heard a little buzz, buzz, buzz. And it was quite a, don't know, sort of magnified buzz, buzz. So I went and looked and there was a little, I think it was a wasp, but it could have been a bee. Obviously it wasn't a bumblebee, but it could have been one of the other ones. So I decided to not take any chances and I put it on a bit of paper, slid it onto a bit of paper and put it out the window. So that is my good deed for today. And that obviously brought on the thought going, that is what you're supposed to do, isn't it? Is put them outside. Yes. And I thought, how many other things do we sort of rescue just as part of it? Because I have some snails in my garden. Not where I'm growing anything because I'm not particularly growing very much. But like I've opened the bin and I found a snail in the bin, so I prized it off and threw it in the garden. Little things like that. Shockingly, one day I found frogs here, which, considering the nearest body of water is probably about a good half a mile away, shocked me. So I just left them alone. I don't know what they were doing in my garden. That was quite a bit of a shock. Obviously, if I have a mouse in here, it's because of the cat. So, although that hasn't happened so much recently, for which I am very thankful, but we have done the thing of, grabbing the cat so that she lets go of the mouse, throwing her out, and sort of, depending on where the mouse is, if the mouse is in the kitchen, if I've managed to catch the cat quick enough, then the cat gets put into the sitting room and I open the back door. If the cat manages to get the mouse into the hallway, then the cat's thrown again into the sitting room and I open the front door and encourage the mouse to head out the door. Sometimes if I've managed to lift it, I've taken it out and I put it in next door's garden and keep the cat in for quite some time, which doesn't particularly impress her. But yeah, that's my sort of my little animal good deeds. The other thing I have been ticking boxes about today is my electricity bill. I got my electricity bill, paid my £200, which hasn't 100% covered it. And I got a text from Ovo going, please call us urgently. I was like, no, because I always pay a decent, there's never, it's about, I think the maximum normally that I'm left over is about £50, but it's coming into summer. So my electricity usage will go down, but I will just keep paying the £200 a month and then that just sorts it out. However, I have been thinking recently of what are we using the electricity on? So I'm going to start looking at how to cut that down. Obviously, we use LED bulbs a lot in here. In fact, I think everything is switched to LED bulbs just now, apart from the 2 kitchen strip lights. The water heater is going to be turned down again. And what I used to do, if it was a bit chilly, I would just put the electric heater on for a little while. It's a little electric fan heater that my parents had. But now I've decided, no, I've got wood. Some of it free, some of it paid for. But that's already been paid for. That's, already been budgeted for. So I need to be using that rather than pay or put on something electric that we don't need to be paying electricity for when we have alternative means of doing things. There's also my normal Live Like a Hobbit. At the moment, it is not ridiculously hot here. So curtains have been opened so that I can use natural daylight. However, if it's going to be like up in the over 20 somethings, then normally I will keep the kitchen blinds and the sitting room curtains shut to keep the heat out. But at the moment, it's not too bad. So I have been using natural daylight, etc. So all in all, we're doing not too bad, but obviously over a tad upset that I didn't pay off my whole bill the day I got it. Really? That fly is very annoying. But it is what it is. They'll just need to wait till next payday. So yeah, that has been my day so far. Tomorrow, of course, is Wednesday, half day. The cool packs are in the freezer so that they're ready for tomorrow, and we'll see what we can get. So now I'm going to go and have myself a cup of tea and relax, and I will catch you later.